day would come? I don't know how you during the holdout. I don't know if you ever got down, disappointed, and wondered if this day would come.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely had my my days during this thing, especially. You know, I had all my film and all that kind of stuff, so you know, I was watching practice every day, and definitely had those moments. But you know, kept the faith and had a good feeling that eventually we'd get to an agreement, and luckily it came when it did. And I'm happy to be out here, man. It's great to see everybody and be back with the guys.
The schedule, you know, home game, being there, you got to meet with Jerry this past weekend.
Yeah, I think that's the, you know, it kind of all came together when they got to come back to Dallas, and we got to spend some of that face-to-face time and kind of hammer this thing out.
Who was your kid that?
We reached out, and you know, some of my buddies here in the organization helped kind of get that going, and you know, it was good to get face-to-face with them.
Zack Martin, what was the reaction of the guys when you came in the facility yesterday?
Yeah, no, it was great. I said my head hurt last night because I was smiling and laughing so much all day. You know, I don't think I stopped talking from the moment I got here till I went to bed. So it was great to see these guys. You know, 3 weeks doesn't seem that long, but when you're sitting in Dallas in 110-degree heat every day, seeing your guys out there having fun at training camp, it seems a little bit longer than it is.
Calvin Watkins, Dallas Morning News. Was this a difficult decision to hold out, because everyone says that you're a team guy, you're a leader, but there's a business side of it as well?
Yeah, no, it was definitely difficult. I mean, shoot, if you had asked me a few years ago if I'd ever be a holdout guy, I would probably say no. But you know, that's what it had to. I felt had to come down to you know, reach some of my goals that I was looking for, and luckily it worked out there.
Clarence, so just piggyback, Mike, you just talk about why that was important, you know, to get made whole or get more money. Why was that important?
Yeah, you know, I've been here a long time. I think I've accomplished some good things, and you know, at the end of the day, I felt this is something that I had earned and deserved, and it had been on my mind a lot ever since last season, and trying to get those talks early in the off season, and then, you know, kind of not seeing it go my way a little bit, and coming to the realization that if I felt this strongly about it and wanted it to get done, then this was going to be something that I would have to do.
Nick Hamilton, Nightcast Media. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
How much did it help to have an owner like Jerry Jones, where you guys can sit down and talk amongst yourselves and be able to mend whatever fences that may be in there and be able to get this?
Yeah, and you know, I never took anything personal during this whole thing. I mean, I think you got to realize when you make a decision like that to hold out, you know, you're stepping into their arena and kind of got to play by their rules. So, but it was a great experience for me, learning experience to, you know, sit across from a guy like that with obviously all of the business savvy that he has, and but yeah, I can't say enough about him and the rest of the Jones family. You know, although there were some tough times, there's no hard feelings. We were able to come to an agreement, and you know, I was just looking forward to getting out here.
Hey, Zach, Haley Sutton, DallasCowboys.com. Now that you've had a chance to kind of put that all behind you, you know, the entire process, they were talking about how much you meant to this organization and how important it was to get that deal done. Hearing that on the backside, knowing that you're here at camp, how does that make you feel, knowing that you were a valued member and they needed to get you back?
Yeah, that was probably, you know, during this whole process, being in touch with some of my teammates and coaches and different people that I've had the pleasure of being around here at this organization that may not be here right now, but just the support and the love that they were showing kind of helped me get through this, and you know, that's why I was so excited to get out here and see everyone.
I don't know if you remember Zeke's holdout. Did you learn anything? Did you talk to him about it or anything like that? Because y'all both were down at the time.
Yeah, a little bit. I hung out with Zeke last week. I got to see him before we both, you know, signed. So I got to see him last week, and it was good to see him. But you know, I think every situation's a little bit different. I really didn't know what to expect. I think the big thing in all of this is you hear, you know, the NFL's a business, this is a business, but until you're actually in it, that doesn't hit like it does until you're actually in the arena.
Speaking of the business, does the raise offset the fines? I mean, how do you?
Yeah, I mean, that's how I justified it to myself, is that if I got this done, and you know, I would make more money than I would be losing money.
Sound business. What was it like getting out there today? You have been on the field since January.
Yeah, it was great. You know, I got to do some individual work. Got to get some stuff with Terrence and Tyler, and you know, I think they're gonna, you know, start working me back in here gradually. But it was great to put the pads on. You know, you can work out and all you want, but until you get those pads on and start getting those movements and pads, that's where you really start to feel it. So, yeah.
Try and sneak in to get a team rep at all, or?
No, today I'm going to be smart about this thing, and you know, I've had you know, I had some great help there in Dallas. Duke Manyweather and his team, you know, helped me stay in shape and get ready, and you know, but no, I want to be smart about this and not rush back. I want to take my time and get acclimated.
Cal. Sorry.
He lost his train of thought.
Man, he's on his phone.
That's why you don't tweet during the press conference.
Doing the practices that you weren't here, how much did you reach out to guys and say, hey, I saw this on tape, you should do this, or?
I mean, it wasn't as much of that, more of just, you know, staying in touch with them, seeing how they're doing. You know, these guys, I mean, Tyron, Dak, Tyler Biadasz, those guys, you know, I had great contact with them and was able to stay somewhat connected and maybe some of the new things we were putting in. And so I'm not coming in here just off the street not knowing what's going on.
Piggybacking on that, the new things you're putting in, how different is what he's asking you to do with the blocking scheme compared to what you did in the past? How comfortable are you with that?
Yeah, no, I'm very comfortable with it. I mean, there's tweaks here and there. Obviously, we want to be firmer protection, and you know, we're going to do, but the run game is pretty much the run game. So I'm very comfortable with some of the new things we got going.
Nick Harris, DallasCowboys.com. This offensive line group's gotten a lot of reps during training camp and preseason. Did anybody surprise you when you showed up today? Like, dang, he looks a lot better than he did in OTAs? You know, you always want to see guys in pads. You know, I mean, just today I was talking a lot with TJ Bass. I thought he's done a lot of good things for being a young guy. You know, Josh Ball's been in there. He's continued to improve, and Brock Hoffman, Willetska, all those guys, Lindstrom, all those young guys have done some good things. And you know, you never quite know until you get the pads on here at training camp. So, yeah.
Christy Scales, Cowboys Radio. Did you have a specific target date where you felt like you really had to be back, that you would be ready in time for regular season?
No, I didn't. You know, I'm grateful that it got done when it did, to you know, allow myself to have some time to get ready for week one there. I definitely didn't want it to go up until that, because you know, that comes with a whole bunch of other things to get ready for the season. So I'm very grateful that we were able to get together and meet and get it done when we did.
One more thing,
How much obviously, I know winning a Super Bowl is your top deal, being here so long. But when you think of legacy and Hall of Fame, and or do you think of that stuff? Like, what do you want to be considered as whenever you're done playing?
Not really. I mean, you know, this was obviously, you know, weighing heavy on me, and you know, I had to do what I had to do to get it done, and now it's all about the season. It's all about getting ready for the season and helping this team win a championship. So that's where my mind goes right away. You know, I got a little, you know, got some business school here over these last few weeks, but now I'm focused on football.
This whole thing was essentially about money. You were never trying to be the highest paid, or how did y'all work?
Yeah, I mean, I think you know, I think we were able to you know, come to agreement that works really for both sides. I mean, that, you know, where I'm at in my career, that wasn't the most important thing to me. So, you know, credit my representation, RJ Gonser and their team. They were great during this whole thing, walking me through it. And you know, again, getting in front of Mr. Jones and having that one-on-one talk, and the relationship that we've built over this 10 years was a huge part of that. And once we were able to come to the agreement, I was on board right away. And no, to answer your question, that being the highest paid guy was not the end goal.
All righty, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Zach.
Yep.